It's so bloody windy! So this down here, it's not windy, and that's kind of nice. This is the area called Owl's Roost, and there is a family of great horned owls that live in here somewhere, and I've seen them in the past. I don't think they're here today, but this place is greening up, and it's gonna be waist deep grass in no time, and then the fire season comes. But right now it's really beautiful. So these socks are Costco socks, and they're kind of thin, but in my Loa Trekkers today in Hell's Gulch, they actually did pretty well. And so I'm going to compare two different socks, maybe three. These are the thinnish ones, and then I'm going to do a middle thickness one and a thicker one. And these actually did pretty well today. I'm pleased. 4.25 mile trek. Have to make an adjustment here. Always make adjustments. Adjust 5 times if you have to. Always stop and adjust. Don't be afraid to adjust. If you're on the trail and something's bugging you, stop and adjust it. You know, adjust 5 times if you need to. Especially on the Camino, if you're gonna be walking 8 hours, you know. Make sure your feet are good, otherwise you're gonna fuck yourself. Literally. Top of Hell's Gulch. Okay, so I'm gonna weigh the 3 different socks that I ran the loop around Hell's Gulch in. The first pair, so let me turn this on. Let it 0, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, that's interesting. The camera sees those numbers much better than the human eye does. Okay, so that's at 0. So this is the first pair. It's these are called Hanes Dry Extreme, and these are Costco socks. And I'm putting them on here, and those are 72 grams. I should write this down. Hang on, I'm going to pause this. 72 grams, right? And those are the Hanes Dry Extremes Costco, under a Costco sock. And the next one, these are also Costco socks, these things. But I don't think they have a name. But if you've been a Costco shopper at all for the past 15 years, you've probably seen these things, you know, and they change them a little bit every year, but they're pretty much the same. Really nice quality boot sock. And those are 79 grams. 79 grams. And then the third one, which I haven't run the loop yet with them, I'll do that tomorrow, I think, are these. And these are, you know, these nice big smart wools. And I don't know if they're just too much sock. They're a lot thicker. I mean, a lot thicker. And I don't know if you need it. Let's weigh them and see. And then we'll keep talking about this maybe in another video. Whoops. So those are 112 grams. And so those are the smart wools. I will wear those around the loop tomorrow and get an idea of how they feel. So when I did my Camino, the first Camino that I attempted, I didn't finish it. I got really sick and had to bail, but these are the ones that I wore, are these Costco brand socks. And they, I mean, I got a blister on my toe. Here, let me get this out of here. So, but here's the middle one, here's the lighter ones. So far I've worn these around the loop and these around the loop in my Loa Trekkers, and they've both been great. This provides a little less protection, and the loop is 4¼ miles, so we're not talking about a 20-mile day. These are fabulous, and I've done the loop 1,000 times with these on, and they are really fabulous. So the big question is, what is, how are these going to perform? These monster, super thick. I mean, this, just squeezing these together is like, what is that? You know, the 4 millimeters, 3 millimeters or something. And you do that with these, you know, and you're squeezing a bunch of material. There's a ton of material in here. I mean, a lot more than the Costco boot socks. So it'll be interesting to see how I like these. And I don't know, you know, I'm a little leery to post any pre-reaction. Like, oh, they're gonna be great. You know, I don't know. My feet might swim around in there. You know. Anyway, okay. More tomorrow. So I forgot my tripod. So these are the smart wools, and they're good, but they're too thick. They suck up all the room inside my boot, and so you know, these are not the kind of thing that you would wear inside tennies either. So I'm changing them. They you know, prevent me from, like with the other two socks, I have the ability of crossing my toes inside and really wiggling my toes around in the toe box inside my boot. And these smart wools, are so thick they prevent that. They just suck up all the room inside the shoe. And these are my, you know, Loa Trekkers, which I love. My Loa Trekkers. And so, you know, if you had pair of, I mean, these were nice in terms of thermal. I mean, like my feet didn't really sweat. And they're dry. I'm feeling these, the touch to these are dry, so that was good. But there's just, you know, like I like to, when I'm walking, I like to be able to wiggle my toes and to cross my toes, because you can really get an idea of how your feet are doing if you're able to do this. And if you can't do it, then you're sort of asking for trauma over the length of a long walking day. Anyway, so I will continue this video. Okie doke, so we've reviewed 3 pairs of socks. Here's the first one I hiked in. These are the Hanes Dry Extreme. And these are nice, but they're a little actually they were fine. I mean, they're a little too thin for a long day. For Hall's Gulch, I mean, you know, a 4 1/4 mile trek that takes you 90 minutes, they're fine. They're just fine. Then the other one we took a look at were these. These are Costco socks, and they're your generic boot sock that Costco's been selling for 20 years or 15 years or whatever. And these are a really nice weight, the really great optimal weight. They offer good padding. They offer good thermal. I mean, your feet don't sweat too badly in them. They're warm. And this is what I walked my first half of my Camino in 2010. I had 3 pairs of those with me. One of them got stolen, and I replaced it with something else, and that's another story altogether. And I might go into that a little bit at the end of this, but so hang on. Okay, so that's number 2. And then number 3 were these Smart Wools. And these Smart Wools are so thick. I mean, thermally they were fine, but they were so thick that they stole all the room on the inside of my boot. You know, I couldn't wiggle my toes. I couldn't do anything. They were just sort of, they were nice, but not perfect. I'm looking for perfection. I'm going to be walking in boots for 8 hours a day. You know, these would be great if you were in northern Minnesota and you had hunting boots on and you needed to protect your feet for 40 below and your boots are a tiny bit too big, and those would be great, but you don't need them for the Camino. They're just the conditions on the Camino. You really need to pay attention to your feet. You need to know what your feet are doing all the time. You need to have room in your boot to wiggle stuff around. And so I'm saying this sock right here, not these. These are a close second though. Close second. But these just are a tiny bit softer, a tiny bit thicker, a tiny bit more protective than these. These really are optimal. And these are the ones that were, hang on, let me grab my notes. 79 grams a pair. And you should be carrying 3 pairs. 1 pair on, 1 pair dirty, and 1 pair clean. And that's just for boots. So when I went, I brought a pair of Asics running shoes that were kind of gnarly, actually more like a trail shoe. And I carried those in my pack. And my hiking boots. And some people will do all of the Camino, the entire Camino, with just in running shoes. And I don't. Your ankles are too susceptible to having things go wrong with them, even in hiking boots. And carrying a pack with running shoes on, there are stretches of blacktop, stretches of sidewalk that are 11 kilometers long that are just awful in hiking boots. So tennies would probably be fine there. But I like the security and the protection and the ankle support of my Loa Trekkers. I mean, you're not going to get that in a tenny. And anyway, you know, this could go on and on and on and on. But really, what you're after, and the whole point of this, is just find a good middleweight, high quality, soft, comfortable sock that your feet are going to enjoy.